Good afternoon, evening actually. This has been kind of a wasted day, but you know, it is what it is. Um, Yesterday was a really super good day. Me and Mayor went for 3 good long walks. Um, oh, not good long, but he's a puppy. Um, we averaged 3 miles, and I think I've averaged a trip to the bathroom today. But that's how it goes with. I ended up with a migraine. It's life. Um, this will probably go up Tuesday, maybe Monday evening. Um, Getting ready to. A lot happened today. Um, it's a holiday, of course, which always kind of like whenever it becomes a wasted day, it kind of makes it really yicky even worse whenever we just can't really get anything to happen. Um, Tom's had Mayor downstairs most of the day, so I could rest and get my brain to stop rattling. Um, Pretty sure that the reason why I have migraine is that there's just so much sloshing around up there that it's not. Yeah. Anyway, um, tomorrow, the 17th, my dad would be 82 years old if he had lived. So I should have figured this out in months, because that's how he always did it, was months or days. I'll do that probably in the morning. This is his 8th birthday, away from us, and it just doesn't get any easier. Um, I've already had my moment of boo-hooing. Um, I don't think there will ever be a day that I don't miss him, so we're just not going to do that. But we are going to discuss again, because it's been probably a couple of years since I talked about it. Long about 2015, I spent about 6 weeks taking care of both of my parents. Let me see if I can stand. Yeah, that I can. There's a glare on my glasses, and so it's making it hard for my itty bitty brain. And yes, I'm in my gown because I've been right here most of the day. Um, During those 6 weeks that I was down there taking care of both of my parents, um, and I'm not bragging on me, kids, if you have your parents, take care of them. One day, you won't have them, and you'll miss them. Um, I was talking with a friend of mine, and um, we were talking about some conversations that I have with my mother, and sometimes she'll tell me about events that happen and people that she thinks that I know. They're real people. Okay, we're not there yet. They're um, but I've been gone from the area over 20 years, and there's a lot of people that I just don't remember. And um, I was telling my friend, I said, if I say I don't remember this person, she'll explain it to me till I do. And I said, and even if I don't, she's still going to tell me whatever series of events happened. And I just listen. And I told her, I said, the biggest reason why is because I know that there will be one day that I will wish beyond that I could just listen to her tell me stories or whatever. It's not gossip. She'll just, it's just like so and so had a baby, so and so needs prayer, stuff like that. But back in 2015, we're just going to kind of redo this and rehash this. Because why not? I was down there for 6 weeks with my dad. My dad had broken his foot. It's kind of my fault. He had given me his 2 chairs. We hadn't made it down there to get them, but their new chairs had come, his new recliners, and the rocking chair was in the dining before, as you go into the dining room, when it's usually on the far side of the great room, and he ended up tripping over it, and it broke his foot. And in the process of everything, he had, I think it was a biopsy on his lung. Is when Vanderbilt University was talking about some big, huge 10-hour surgery they were going to do on him. I don't think, me personally, and no shade to them, well, kind of shade, I don't think they really ever planned on really doing the surgery, because I don't think that they really thought he could withstand it. It was supposed to be 10 hours, several surgeons, different things, but it never did materialize past various tests. So during the course of everything with this, he had cellulitis in his foot. It's not quite the right series of events. The other part with his lung is a different story. He may not have been under he may not have started with Dr. Badine then. I can't remember for sure now. But anyway, it was 2015. I went down around my birthday. He was in the hospital on my birthday. And is when he had just absolutely fallen in love with my little niece, Kylie. He loves all of his great-grandchildren, but she just had a little spot in his heart. And he ended up with cellulitis in the foot that he had broke. And during the course of the cellulitis, he went in being treated in a local hospital. He went into respiratory failure. We still are not sure why. At first, they thought that there had been a complication with his medication. They hit him with Narcan twice. He did not respond. And at that point, we knew that he had gone into respiratory distress. He was in the hospital, and they thought that maybe because they gave him his medication as prescribed versus because he's like me and only took it when he needed it, that may have caused a problem. It was not it. He went into respiratory distress. I remember very, very, very vividly. I walked outside of the hospital and started making phone calls. Cousins, friends, prayer. When the doctor was giving him the Narcan. By the way, if you don't know how to administer Narcan, take the time to learn. I will be eventually at some point. My daughter carries Narcan. Those people whose lives that you think don't deserve to live do. So carry Narcan. Anyway, so the next thing we know, within a matter of hours, he's intubated. They allowed mom to intubate him and override his DNR because we didn't know what happened. And so I remember as they were loading him onto the ambulance, we had gone back and talked to him. And as they were loading him into the ambulance, I asked the driver if I could speak to him. I told him who I was, which is obvious who I am. But I leaned down and I said, "Soldier, this is not how this ends." He always told us left foot forward, even to my wedding day. So I kept telling him, "Left foot forward, soldier. This is not how this ends." And they had very little response from him. And the EMT was like, "What did you tell him?" Because he was responding, not a lot, but he'd nod when I talked to him. And I told him, I said, "I've told him what he told me all my life." And I worked DMS in my early, like, 20s, 18, 19, 20. But I kept telling him, "Left foot forward, soldier. This is not how this ends." Anyway, so we went through, they brought him to Lexington. I brought my mother and my aunt to Lexington. My husband met the ambulance here at the hospital in Lexington. And we did that stint in the hospital. And I got to take him home, which has always been the thing. I got to take him home. So during that span of time, while taking care of him and taking care of mom, his legs would hurt really bad. So I'd get down on the floor and rub his legs and massage his calves and his feet to help him with the healing and discomfort. And I'd do the same for mom. And that was when, very affectionately and jokingly to a point, but affectionately, I dubbed him the mayor. I had no idea that whenever I did lovingly refer to him as the mayor, that a lot of people would agree and that it would take off. And it did. I have never said that he was an elected official. Never, ever, ever have I, because he wasn't. Now, if you ask the elected officials that are in the area that knew Dad, the older ones, former ones, the ones that showed up to the funeral home, they called him the mayor. They knew it was a term of an affectionate term that I gave him that a whole lot of people agreed with. So after that, I was doing Facebook Live videos every day. Kind of trying to just come on and do something encouraging with the makeup look. Talk about something that might maybe encourage people, make their day a little bit better. But I ended up using the screen name, The Mayor's Daughter. And it went over. It was a hit. Because the same people that jumped on board whenever I called him the mayor jumped on board with the mayor's daughter. And they're the same people that jumped on board with naming my dog Mayor. So while I should probably do this in better lighting with a little bit better makeup and all that good stuff, I haven't ordered new mascara yet. I've got Belk's hauls, guys, that I really should show you, and other clothing hauls that we may do something with that if you are interested. Have a Coach haul. Actually have another Coach haul coming. But I just wanted to, he would have been 82. Tomorrow is his 8th birthday. It just is surreal. But at the same time that I miss him and I'm sad, I'm thankful that he's not suffering anymore. And I'm thankful. See, there are things that people don't really realize. I believe that he's in heaven. And I believe that whenever he got to heaven, he got to meet 3 of his grandchildren. That he never got to see on this side. My other 3 children. And I believe that, that he is with all his friends and loved ones that went on before him. And I believe that it just is a sweeter place as time goes by. I lost a friend. One of the ladies in our choir passed away last week. And it just brings everything back to the forefront of, heaven is worth it. And I still use the mayor's daughter because that's still who I am. I'm still his daughter. Even though he's been gone, this will be the 8th year. I am still his daughter. I am still his legacy. I have never on this platform or any other ever said that he was an elected official, nor will I ever. It's a simple Google search if you really wanted to find out. And if you get into my last name, Googling, you'll find elected officials, but none of them were my dad. So today and tomorrow we'll honor him and we'll say happy birthday. My aunt will probably go and decorate his grave for his birthday. She lives close to him. And we'll probably just have something special. But for now, that's all I got for you today. I hope that this rambling kind of, in a way, uplifts you, because it's worth it. It's worth it all. Everything um, that you do in this life, being kind, is worth it. Y'all have a great day. Remember, I'm the mayor's daughter, and I love you all so very much. Tomorrow, if you have a moment, have a little something sweet or steak and celebrate the mayor with me. See you. Bye.